Welcome to WEFTech Now. I'm Travis Loop with the Water Environment Federation, here with Leanne Scott, Assistant Director of the System Services Division of Metro Water for City of Nashville. Leanne, thanks for joining me.
Absolutely.
I am very excited. You all have received the first place award for the MS4 awards for your incredible work with stormwater in Nashville. So first of all, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It's got to be exciting to be recognized among all the MS4s and cities in the country for your work.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what has been going on in the city of Nashville for the past few years with stormwater? I know there's a lot that's been happening, some big changes even over the past several years.
Absolutely. We've had so much growth in the city, so there's been a lot to deal with that. You know, we had a large flood in May of 2010 that flooded a big portion of downtown, and so there's been a lot in response to that, as well as all the growth in the city, looking at infill, looking at all the different ways that we need to address the stormwater. We actually, after that flood, instituted a stormwater fee because initially our stormwater program was housed in the Public Works Department with all the streets and roads. And obviously the streets and roads got all the money and the stormwater didn't get hardly any. So they moved it a few years back into, along with the drinking water and the clean water, so that you have the whole one water cycle. So we've really been focusing as a utility for the last year or two on the one water approach and looking at how it all affects. And really trying to integrate all those pieces. Absolutely, absolutely. And there are pieces of our MS4 in most of the divisions, of Metro Water. So they instituted a fee after the 2010 flood because we had so many areas, where we had flooding and stormwater issues, and we just didn't have the money to take care of it. So it's a dedicated fee that's on everybody's, water bill. And we went out and did community education with all the different council districts to educate people on why we needed the fund and what we were going to use it for. Mm-hmm. So, you keep complaining about these issues and we want to have the funding to address them. Mm. So we split the projects into like A projects are large projects all the way down to C projects are more than in the neighbor's yard, the really small kind of things. But those are the ones that you get the most complaints about normally. Yeah. So, people are very focused on their backyard, literally, right? What's local, what impacts them every day, and that's what they are hoping to have fixed. Absolutely. So, last year we raised the fee and we still did some education, but really we didn't get any pushback because people were seeing a lot of activity. They were seeing these issues addressed. They know where the money's going. So it's been a great thing for us to be able to do that. And that shows the value of getting out there and engaging with the community before you put a fee in or before you do projects, and explaining what's going on and hearing from them what their concerns are. Yes. That's amazing to be able to raise the fees and not have any rumbling. Yes. We also instituted, it's a program, it's called NERV, and it's kind of an early response warning system that people can log on, on the computer, they can look and see, it's a link, and it shows areas that are flooded, it's real time, so it shows areas that are flooded, streets that are closed, shows like shelters, all that kind of information, so you can put your address in and see what's going on, like in your neighborhood. I know that there's been all these kind of wacky rainfall events across the country, but even especially on our eastern side, where really intense rainfalls coming in and causing kind of this flash flooding. So Nashville has been experiencing that too. Yeah, so we've had several microbursts just affected small areas, and then of course we're along the Cumberland River, so when there's anything going on up and down the river and the river goes up, there were a lot of houses that were built back in the day in the floodplain where you're not supposed to build anything. And so we've actually had an aggressive program working with the Corps and also working with the federal government to get grants to be able to purchase these properties and turn them into green space so that they won't flood again. So, kind of leave that a natural area so the river can swell up and then come back down and not do any damage as that happens. Oh, very interesting. I know you mentioned Nashville's rapid growth. I mean, I've heard about it, and I know a lot of people are going there because it's such a great city, such a great place. Absolutely. So could you talk a little bit more about that growth and with that comes a lot of pavement and a lot of rooftops and parking lots and how you approach that from a stormwater perspective? Absolutely. We have a development services center where all the developers come in and get all their, their permits. They bring their plans in, and so all of that is reviewed. And of course, they have to handle the first inch of rain that falls on their property. But we also have a LID manual that we came up with, and we incentivize the developers. If they utilize LID, it reduces their fees for their development. So to try to incentivize people to do that.
How is that going? Or how many are taking advantage of that, or just paying?
Not as many as we would like, but the word is getting out.
Okay.
So I think more will be done. And we've had a lot of companies move their corporate headquarters there, and a lot of them have been really good about their new building that they're building, utilizing LID with some green roofs and some reuse water and that sort of thing. So
sure.
The word is getting out. It's just a little bit slow because we're a pretty water-rich area,
right.
in Nashville. So, but we have a lot of people that are moving here, and that's one thing that's kind of interesting. We've had people move from all over the country, from areas that are not water-rich. So they're bringing that mindset with them, and we've really noticed the per capita water use go down.
Oh. And not even through, a lot of communication about conservation or encouraging people. It's just something that's happening with behavior.
I think so. I mean, we educate them some, but, I do think a lot of it's just culture. People coming in already having that culture. And I think, too, a lot of our younger people are very environmentally conscious. So
that's encouraging to hear.
Yeah, I kind of see that direction.
What, anything on the horizon for you all, kind of where you're headed with this over the next year, 2 years, few years, kind of what's your future vision? Just kind of keep doing this, or you have anything new up your
I think definitely keep doing what we're doing, keep addressing, try to get as many of these flood areas, the properties bought out as we can, so that we don't have the repetition of flooding. We have a huge host of projects still on the list to do, so try to get a lot of those constructed. We also are looking at, some of our combined sewer area, because we do have a combined sewer area in our downtown area, and we're looking at some of those areas actually doing separation and trying to address some of the old infrastructure, because that's a lot of it that is just really, we have a lot of old infrastructure that needs to be repaired so that we don't have things leaking in the watershed and affecting the waterways. And we got a lot of, as sediment is an issue like it is everywhere, and we're real aggressive, with doing inspections on that, but that's always something to continue working on with all this development going on.
Sure. I know you're very active in the water sector, on a broader scale with the Clean Water Professionals of Kentucky and Tennessee.
Absolutely.
And with the Water Environment Federation. How much, sharing of information and knowledge, especially on stormwater approaches and programs and tactics, happens?
Quite a bit. We've kind of embraced a lot of the stormwater people into Kentucky, Tennessee. We've actually changed the names of some of our committees so that it's our watershed committee has also, combined with stormwater so that they really do look at the watershed
holistically.
Holistically. We've had, some different webinars that we've put out there. So really trying to work more toward including all of that into what we do. So it's been quite a bit of a change just in the last few years.
Terrific. Well, Leanne, congratulations again to the City of Nashville for this great recognition for your stormwater work.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for watching. For more interviews, please visit weftech.org/now.